Good evening. I'm Atlanta News First Alert Meteorologist Cutter Martin, streaming to you right now on Atlanta News First Plus, and we're going to take the next several minutes to talk about the forecast. Big changes on the way. Of course, warming up now. Temperatures will be in the 80s as we get into our Sunday, so certainly warming trend is underway. But the highlight of this weather story, what we have going on, is actually a sharp cool down, a big drop in our temperature as we get into next week. So a lot of weather to talk about. We're going from warming up to something that is much, much chillier and cooling down as we get into the start of the coming work week. Want to go ahead and take you outside. Again, we'll shift gears here in a moment and start talking about specific parts of the forecast, but do want to allow a few more folks to join in before we get into the specifics of the forecast and everything that we have going on. And certainly there is some weather to talk about, especially as we get into that Tuesday timeframe on into next Wednesday. Current temperatures right now, a little warmer than it was this time yesterday evening, though cooling off. We were up around 80 this afternoon. Now back down to 71, 62 in Carrollton, 57. That's already in LJ. These are not forecast low temperatures. These are current temperatures, current numbers coming in from airports and official observation sites from around North Georgia. 62 in Eatonton, 61 in LaGrange. So it's going to get a little bit cool here over the next hour or two. I suggest if you do have outdoor evening plans, which so many do, that you grab a jacket, because it is going to get just a little bit on the chilly side here over the next couple of hours, especially by 9, 10 o'clock this evening. That temperature will begin to crater, even in the city of Atlanta, I think back to mid-60s or so by 9:30, 10 p.m. Again, if you're just tuning in, thanks for watching this this stream of Atlanta News First Plus. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Cutter Martin, and here we're just talking about the weather and giving you more time to ask questions about the forecast, get some clarification on the forecast if you need that, or maybe you're traveling and you need a quick check of the forecast from somewhere abroad, or maybe you're watching abroad and you just need to know what's going on in your neck of the woods. We can give you that here on Atlanta News First Plus. A little different than traditional TV. We have time to actually chat and to talk. On YouTube, that's going to be the best platform to ask your questions, but want to remind you, you can also text us. 470-777-WANF. That's 470-777-9263. You can shoot us a text pretty easily, and I can see those coming in and respond, even if it's after the stream ends. Still give you that response. So again, temperatures right now 50s. 60s for the most part, still 71 at Hartsfield-Jackson. We will be cooling those numbers off pretty quickly. Dog walk forecast here. It's a green paw print, taking the pup out for a nice evening walk. Cooling off for sure. Again, light jackets. The longer you wait to go outside, the cooler it will become. And, of course, that's not necessarily a bad thing. I think most, in fact, have really enjoyed the cooling trend, the cooler days and the chillier nights that we've had for the past few days, 2 to 3 days or so. So mostly clear sky tonight, maybe a wispy high cloud or two. I think more clear, than anything else. 56 for a low temperature tomorrow morning. That's out the door. That's early on, probably, about 7:45 in the morning. That's when we'll reach our coolest number of the day. And then we're warming up from there. Quick warm up tomorrow, in fact, because we have a lot of sunshine. We do have also dry air, low humidity, and dry air, a dry air mass. Think back to the desert areas. Utah, California can get cool at night and then warm up quickly during the day. And part of the reason is that the air is very, very dry, so that setup tomorrow will allow it to get chilly overnight into the morning, and then we'll warm up pretty significantly as we get into our Sunday afternoon. Coffee tomorrow, do it, get it, spend a few more moments outside than you normally do, because it will be such a nice day once again. Warmer than today, yes, but not incredibly hot, I wouldn't say. Warmer than average, 80s, yes. But with, dry air, breeze, sunshine, it's still going to be a very, very nice day across North Georgia and metro at Atlanta. Going deeper into the forecast, again, we do have a lot going on, both the Pride Parade, the Pride Festival after the parade, of course, continuing after that parade, starting at noon. That's when the parade kicks off, temperature of 76. And then the parade is expected to end around 4 p.m., so we'll be in the low to mid-80s by that point. It will be warm. And it will be mostly sunny. The air will be dry, no rain to speak of, and a light breeze kind of mixing around the air, making it feel more comfortable, I think, than what you would think 83, 84 would otherwise feel like. High temperatures across the area. Again, mid-80s in Atlanta, mid-80s LaGrange, 85 degrees in Rome. Even Helen, 82 degrees. Keep in mind the average high temperature for Atlanta on tomorrow's date is 76, and we're going 84. So far warmer than it should be this time of year. 79 LJ, a little bit cooler, but even our mountain communities, it should be in the lower 70s for an afternoon high this time of year, not lower 80s. So it is going to be a warm day, yes, but it will be a nice one. Kind of a chilly start too, and then a milder, warmer afternoon as this warming trend continues. And then here come the big changes that we alluded to in the text of this stream on YouTube. Much chillier air, kind of a batch of cooler conditions, cooler air mass breaking loose out of Canada, sinking southward, and that means a kind of a sharp change in our temperature. So if you have plans, Monday, technically a little bit of that cooler air may start moving in, but still temperatures fairly comfortable, certainly not bad. But it's really going to be Monday night into Tuesday that we start to notice, a real change and kind of switching up the wardrobe. And for some, the really sensitive plants, the summer annuals that are still doing well because we're early in the season and it's been relatively mild, you may want to protect those or just let them bite the dust, because I think that temperatures are going to get down, maybe not in the city of Atlanta, not in the immediate metro, but will get cool enough to possibly, cause some patchy frost to form. Draw your eyes to Thursday. In the city of Atlanta, we're going 43. That means, far north metro and up into the mountains, mid-30s, upper 30s, certainly a possibility. So it's going to be pretty chilly, in fact, kind of cold. And you will want to dress in layers, wear a couple layers, because there could be a light breeze as well, especially as we get into Wednesday morning. And look at afternoons. Even with full sunshine, temperatures only topping out in the mid to upper 60s. That's in the sun. So it'll feel a little bit cooler than that in the shade with a breeze blowing, especially Tuesday and Wednesday, that breeze most noticeable. So it'll feel a little more even, dare I say, wintry across North Georgia and Metro Atlanta. Not just here, in fact, across much of the Southeast, the Ohio River Valley, Mississippi River Valley, New England, Great Lakes, Midwest, kind of a big batch of cooler air changing everyone's forecast across the country, especially central and eastern parts of the U.S., whereas kind of central west, it is remaining warmer than average. So do keep that in mind. Again, we're very confident in this part of the forecast. Tuesday is that first alert weather day. We know cooler air is coming. We know it's going to get far chillier than it is now, and in all likelihood, it's going to be the chilliest round of temperatures, round of mornings for sure that we've had in months, going back to basically late last April into early May. You will start to feel the difference by Monday evening. So if you take a run Monday evening, it's going to feel nice. And high temperatures, in fact, Monday could be a little bit cooler than Sunday. Temperatures mid to upper 70s in Atlanta on northward, maybe lower 80s still on south, but not mid 80s. And the forecast remains mostly dry. We could use a little bit of rain by this point. We had quite a bit of rain with Helene, obviously caused flooding. Too much too soon, too much of a good thing, as they say. But since then, we really haven't had any rain. We've had low humidity, tons of sun. So we could use a little bit of moisture at this point, but not looking like we're going to squeeze any out. And the first alert 7-day forecast, then again, October typically is the driest month. It is the driest month historically, climatologically, across North Georgia, and then specifically for the city of Atlanta. So it's not, too out of line for it to be sunny, dry in October, but we're going to add some much chillier conditions to the forecast as well. Unfortunately, though, not bringing any rain with this particular front, and it's going to get just as sunny behind it. Maybe some clouds Tuesday, maybe a shower middle Georgia, Macon area on southward. But for us, the rest of us, it will be dry. Starting to warm back up as we get into next weekend. Temperatures back in the low to mid 70s Saturday afternoon. I think a couple more clouds, but we're going to keep your forecast dry. So as nice as this weekend has been, tomorrow kind of a little warm on the warm side for some. I think next weekend could actually be even nicer than this weekend. I know that's hard to believe, but we're really lucky here to get such nice weekends back to back. And again, if you're headed to the Pride Parade tomorrow, cool start. Dress in layers. Might want a sweater if you're out there early in the morning, getting ready, trying to get that best seat in the house. But shedding those layers through the afternoon with temperatures by the parade's end will be back in the mid-80s, so pretty warm. So keep that in mind, then be aware for start weather day, sharp change in temperature Tuesday. You're bringing out the winter wardrobe to an extent, especially by Wednesday and Thursday mornings. And a reminder, full forecast coming your way. I'll be joined by Sean Gables tonight at 10 p.m. on Peachtree TV, Atlanta's CW affiliate for the 10 o'clock newscast. And then back on WANF, Atlanta News First at 11 p.m. Full weather forecast there as well. And in the First Alert Weather app and at AtlantaNewsFirst.com. Go outside, enjoy this evening, enjoy your Sunday, and get outside if you can. 80s tomorrow, but we're going to be struggling to be in the mid-60s for afternoon highs by Wednesday.